Welcome. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, blow on the deck. We'll get a reading for you. Okay, first we're getting the shadow. Let's see what's lying in the shadow. Very scorpionic, very in alignment with the current astrology. We just had a Mercury Kazemi, a new moon in Scorpio. Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio. So our mind is very poised to be dancing in the shadow. Okay, but you know what I see here is that, sorry, just getting used to this angle. Okay. Oh, it's this way. It's like working with a mirror, which is kind of like the shadow realm. It's like an inverted mirror, and that's what I feel like this lens that I'm looking at is like. And so it's kind of hard to tell which direction I'm going, which is very like being in the shadow realm. Look at this, it's an inverted mirror. So it's like almost like things are not necessarily what they seem, but at the same time, I think you're noticing that and you're becoming more like familiar and adept at walking skillfully in the shadows and like seeing illusions for what they are. And that is such a powerful thing. It's like, even when you're deep down in the depths, look at this person like deep down in the depths of the shadow. So like maybe this could be you just in any situation in life, because life ultimately is this like very elaborate, cool Maya. It's an illusion. And so the spiritual energy of what's going behind, the subtle energy of what's going on behind the scenes, behind the illusion of matter, which can change in an instant based upon the subtle energy. It's like that could be referred to as what you're noticing the illusion of, or you could be deeply traversing the realms of your subconscious. And the subconscious, we can notice what is there based upon many things: our dreams, our habitual behaviors, repeated patterns that show up in our third dimensional reality. These are signals to us of what is going on beneath the surface in our programming and beneath the surface in like the energetic blueprints that have set themselves up in our reality and that we are aligned with because of the layers and patterns of our subconscious. And so I see you like down here deep in the depths, deep in the shadows, but there's been this like thread that has been created between you and your clarity, the place where you can see the full spectrum of the rainbow, the full frequency band of reality. It's like even when you're deep down in the shadows, even when you are experiencing the result of your subconscious realm being reflected back to you, even in the midst of that experience, you're able to see what is actually true. You were able to see what your subconscious is simply creating, trying to see if you will accept it or if you will continue to remain connected to your divine sight, to what you desire to experience, create, and align with, regardless of the illusion occurring around you, because you cannot escape this realm, but you can be awake within it, and you can remain connected to your clarity, your truth, your divinity, your sovereignty within it. And that is very much what I'm getting. You're like becoming an adept at being a truth walker, a light walker in the shadow realm, which means that you're not afraid of it because you're not separate from it, but it never fools you. Like the inverted mirror, which is basically like illusions being projected. Like, let's say you're trying to manifest something and you start getting hit with the exact opposite, or like so many tests, or you're moving up into a higher level of abundance and there's like this point where you get hit with all of these, this is just an example, you get hit with all of these bills, all of these things that you have to wrap up and pay for, things coming back from the past. It's like it all happens one after another, and like the average person might be like, woe is me, I was just trying to manifest more abundance and now the exact opposite is happening to me. Like, God, why? But you see the illusion acting up as the third dimensional realm is beginning to rearrange into your new creation that you have been projecting upon reality, and your subconscious, when you're so close, will begin to fight back. And that is a sign. That is the inverted mirror. You're getting shown the opposite because you're holding the energy of the new pattern so strong that before that can crystallize, you get shown the opposite right before you. And it's like, are you going to flinch? Or are you going to stare me in the face and say, I'm not afraid? You're good news. This is a good sign. This is a good omen, and you're welcome here. And that's you being connected to this truth that is far beyond the illusion. That's like that's ultimate power, is that ability to see what's really going on and to claim what's really going on, because ultimately it's what you want. If you think everything's against you, it's going to be moving against you. Look at these two eyes in these cards. First of all, the blue eye of the animal, it's like when an animal has one eye like this, or a person, and then one regular eye, it said that they can like see between realms. They can see the unseen. And then we also have this eye in the ocean card. It's a lot of blue energy, and blue energy, it's very etheric energy. It's once again this connection to the ethers and the subtle energy that creates all things. And that's why it's also connected to the throat chakra, because they say that words, at first there was the word, and the word was God. The word is the ether that creates matter. And of course that's also connected to our thoughts and our energy, but it all connects back to this subtle energy that is behind all things. And I'm seeing that you are gaining a new sight into this. And the ocean, it's like, you know how they say they're like, you're not the drop experiencing the ocean, you're the ocean experiencing itself as a drop. That is not what it is at all. It's something totally, I feel like I just completely butchered that. But the whole idea is that, like, I think you are becoming, and this happens when the upper chakras start to open, because the crown chakra is what connects you to all of creation. So the idea of oneness becomes not just an idea, it becomes an experience. And I'm getting like with this, like you're starting to be able to see from the eyes of one who is the ocean experiencing itself as a drop. Like you are starting to see that you are you're the fractal of everything. So when you make a shift, everything shifts. Like you're not separate from your external reality. That you don't end where your body ends. And that's what's so interesting. I just have to shout this out about synchronicities, is there's a point where you obviously are so wowed by synchronicity and you think it's so cool and you're like, how is this happening? And then there's a point where you start to realize, and there are perhaps points beyond this, so if you are there, share the tea in the comments. But there is a point where you start to realize that the reason synchronicities are the way they are, first of all, they were always there, and you're just starting to have eyes to see. You're just starting to have eyes to see. See, I'm still like getting used to this whole inverted situation. Because I'm using this screen mirroring thing, which is so fascinating based upon what we're talking about. But you start to realize that, first of all, they were always there. You just have eyes to see. And second of all, the reason they are always there is because they are not separate from you. They're mirroring an experience that you are having, because at the same time that you're having it, because it literally is you. It's not the outside world giving you confirmation. This is the universe. Like, it's you as a universe. It's you as a verse. And a verse is like music. And all of reality is made up of sound. This is the you verse. This is the song of you. And so that is why things in our seemingly external reality reflect the experiences that we're having, because that's actually just more of you that we've been taught is separate, but it's not. So I sense that you are starting to embody the known, like the knowing, the gnosis of this greater level of connectivity. This is the eyes of somebody who is experiencing that gnosis, who is starting to see things on a deeper level than ever. Okay, let's do a split here. What do you need to know today? Okay, what about the dead end? Whoa. Oh my God. Y'all, we're going through such a powerful time right now. Okay, so first of all, you may have noticed that recently in your life, something has come to a space where it feels like a dead end. Maybe there's no more energy here left for you. Maybe a door closed and you had no choice in the matter, but like on some level, you know that there was no energy left here for you and it was God giving you an out. Or maybe simply you're knowing that you're about to have to pivot, because you can just tell, no matter how much your mind thinks this was where you were going, it's becoming clear that it actually, for you in particular, because you have a special, unique destiny, that the path that you were on, no matter how much it has given you in the past, is now becoming a dead end. And that is because a new bridge is opening up to the next chapter of your life. You're not meant to be where you are now or where you just recently were forever. You were never meant to be there forever. It was the last bridge that you were a part of, actually. And now it's become a dead end for you, and a new bridge is opening up that is going to take you to where you were going next. And where you're going next is full of possibility. It's like a quantum void of possibility. But I also want you to know, like, there is a plan for you. And it might feel like an empty room at first, like you don't know what you're going to fill it with. But look at how these two energies could be seemingly so similar. They're both dark. There's a lot of like shadowiness in both, which is funny because we started with the shadow. But this one is full of like, there's no room for anything new. You're getting like a stop. There's no room. This one is literally a void where anything can be sucked into it. And not only that, but stars are being born within it. Magic has a place here. Possibility has a place here. And also the destined turning of the cosmos, like it belongs within this room. And so this is an energy of like trust in this new path and this new direction that you're going, because though it might seem like it takes a second to recrystallize, this is where your soul is beckoning you. And it is a space of more unknown. You already know what's here, but it's not a place that is going to bring you anything anymore, anything worthwhile to you anymore, or where you're even worthwhile to it anymore. It's like this room is beckoning you, and it is going to feel less sure. But what's also so interesting is this like presence of the rainbow. It's like, and this bridge, this rainbow bridge that you're being called to. These are so similar. What's so interesting, first of all, I sense there are going to be people who are going to reach out their hand and help you cross this bridge. So you're not alone. And second of all, I see this rainbow coming from your hand, and look, oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. The hand here is like, it almost is like a little bit like sickly, and it's like saying like stop. And then the hands here, rainbow light is coming from them. This is telling me that your creativity, your own creativity, your own magic, your own like personal, unique offering that comes from you is going to be what bridges you into your next reality. And it's going to be reflected back to you, like you putting out your own magic and your own creativity is going to reflect back to you all of this as it becomes your new life experience. Mirror, mirror. No longer will it be an inverted shadow of illusion. It will be a clear reflection of your own very extensive frequency band of light. And you're part of the rainbow bridge. It's like that's part of the people who are taking us into the new earth via frequency, via what they have to offer. So you're not actually following anybody's path. And let me tell you, that doesn't mean that you're alone, because there are many of us and we are walking with you. And there will even be people slightly ahead of you that will reach out their hand, and they will shoot out their bands of light and you'll shoot out yours. And together a rainbow will be created and you will pop over. There will be assistance, but no one's path will look exactly like yours, because you're part of the way showers. But this is another signal that, look, it's like what pulls you out of the dead end is your red string of fate. The red strings are strings of fate. They're strings of destiny. They're written for you. Is going to pull you out of the dead end to this frequency of the rainbow. Once again, it's like this essence of creativity or like magic that you offer. It's a part of your destiny. And this is the moment that you're getting pulled, and you're pulling yourself actually from one realm into the other. So cool. And we're getting the desert. And this, you know what this always reminds me of? I don't know if you've read The Alchemist, but this card so reminds me of The Alchemist and the quest this boy goes on. He lives in the Andalusian like mountains of Spain, and he's been a shepherd. He thinks he's going to be a shepherd his entire life. And then he meets some mystical king. God knows if this man was real or not. Also, that begs the question, what is real? So we won't dive down that road today. But this king tells him about a treasure, and this boy, I don't know, he has some sort of prophetic dreams. It was either about the treasure, or I've literally read this book like 5 times, but the exact details elude me. The boy has some dreams about the treasure, or like about the king, that like somehow mystically propel him to follow the advice of the king and go on this journey, sell his sheep travel to Egypt, go to the pyramids to find this treasure. And all he has is these 2 stones that help him read the omens of the universe. And he crosses this desert, and it becomes this path of love, adventure, destiny, spiritual enlightenment, and most of all, him learning how to be an alchemist in this lifetime, he literally learns how to read the soul of the world. And through that, everything comes to him. And you know what? He ends up realizing that the treasure was literally in his own backyard, exactly right where he started, but he never would have found it had he not gone on this great grand quest. So who knows, you might end up eventually back at this place that previously was a dead end, but because of your willingness to follow the quest of your own spirit, of your own soul, the song and the omen of the universe beckoning you across the rainbow bridge, because of that, you will arrive exactly where you're meant to, with everything that is your divine birthright, which you receive from walking your path of destiny. And that is a path of great mystery. It's a creative path. It's a path where you often find yourself in a realm where you don't know exactly where you'll end up, but you always get told the next step, and you always get given the next omen, and people always arrive to reach out their hand and offer you their frequency band of light. And how you respond is always up to you. So many blessings on your quest. I love you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.